everyone, it's the Reluctant Chef. How many times have you guys started out with a great plan and you thought, yeah, we're gonna cook Italian sausage, and then you leave it in the fridge for a day and you forget about it, and then the next thing you know, you've cooked something else for dinner. Well, that happened to us this weekend, so I wanted to share with you what I did. I just went to my Pamper Chef website and I typed in Italian sausage. And so I found this really interesting Italian sausage charlotte recipe, and I will post this online as well. And it uses an Alfredo sauce, and I don't keep Alfredo sauce on hand, although I love it. I don't eat it that often. So I printed out an Alfredo sauce to go with it. So we are gonna make it all together for the first time. I'll let you know how it comes out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grind my Parmesan cheese in my grinder because it's super easy to do. I like it all ground up and make it easier to, to sprinkle and melt. But you don't have to worry about that when you're using a grinder. You can still buy it in the block form, which doesn't have any of that cellulose in it. And then after we grind our Parmesan cheese in here, we're going to actually make our Alfredo sauce in the deluxe cooking blender. So it grinds, so Parmesan cheese, coffee, almonds, peanut butter, any type of nut milk. It can make, any type of a nut butter that you want. It can make soups, sauces. It can make heated purees. It can even make jellies and jams, so I've made peanut butter and jelly in this as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our Parmesan cheese and we're just going to break it up into chunks so that it'll fit in here. I'm not really sure how much I need, but man, this stuff smells good. You got to have some really good cheese when you're cooking an Alfredo, right? All right, so I'm going to see how much that grinds when we go. We're going to just put the lid on. Turn the little dial around till it says grind and push it. It's going to get loud and it's going to whoosh whoosh. I got to see how many ounces this is. Hi Heather, how are you? Okay, well, that was easy, right? Where's the easy button? All right, so let's get a bowl for that because we're going to have to use some of it for the Alfredo and some of it for the topping of my dish. So I think I'll just go ahead and grind the rest because you know what? We have so many zucchini coming from our garden. This is the small one. This is the large one. So I'm sure I'm going to use the Parmesan cheese. If you missed the stackers that we did, we stacked, you can stack zucchini, summer squash, and potatoes and tomatoes if you want, and bake them with Parmesan cheese on them. And oh, they are so good. So we have that as a side dish sometimes as well. And we've had it quite a few times since our zucchini got going. So let me just go ahead and add the rest of my Parmesan Romano in here. I finished grinding that. Okay, so super fast, super easy. Look at that. So it's like shake cheese with all of the extra preservatives and chemicals and cellulose, which is like sawdust in there. Okay, so first stage is 2 cups of milk. So in my household, I drink almond milk. I didn't think that would make the best Alfredo, so I mixed 1 cup of almond milk with 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I figured that kind of comes out like regular milk. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in here. It says to add the first stage ingredients. So milk and then a half a teaspoon of salt. And I always use the pink Himalayan sea salt. I read that it's better for you, so that's what we keep. So we're gonna put a half a teaspoon, just double checking. Always double check. When you get the sugar and salt mixed up, then you got a problem, right? Okay, so we got that there. Then we replace the lock on, put the cover on, replace the lock, and turn the wheel to sauce setting. And press start. Okay, so while that's going on, we're going to combine flour and butter in a small microwave safe container. So we're going to go right back to our flexible measuring cups. These are silicone. And I have 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of flour. And basically we're gonna make a roux. So if you've made a roux on your stove before, you basically just do flour and butter, obviously, and then you stir it. And we're gonna actually do this in the microwave. So I have to stir every 30 seconds. So come and follow me for a minute. I'll turn that on and you guys can follow me over here. There we go. So we're gonna be making our dish in our enameled cast iron covered baker. This has a lovely cover, perfect for meats and stews because the moisture collects on this cover and then it drips down and it self-bastes your roast or whatever you're cooking. We're not going to be using the cover for this recipe, but it's a great pan. And the enameled cast iron is dishwasher safe. So we're going to stir this. Let me get my little whisk out. Love that they came back with the mini whipper. We use this all the time at Thanksgiving to make our gravies. By the way, we're going to be using our mix and chop, which is being discontinued. This design of a mix and chop is being discontinued this year at the end of August or while supplies last, because they have a different design. And so it's nothing like this design. So if you like this design, you definitely want to get this one before you can. I have some links open, or we can host a show and you can get it for free, half price, or discounted. So we'll see. 30 seconds to make a roux, and then when my blender prompts me and says add, we're going to open the top of the blender and we're going to add the cooked roux in, put the cap on, and then press the wheel to continue starting. And then that'll keep cooking. So while that's happening, I don't think I need to do it for very long, because the roux only takes 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, so we have a roux already. You'll see. Nice. Hello, Mary Beth. How are ya? We're doing a late dinner tonight. I don't have to do training for my team tonight, so we're cooking something new. You know me, Susie Substitute. But this time I actually have all the ingredients, I think. Okay, so while that's still going, we're waiting for it to say add, we're going to take our Italian sausages, and we actually were with my friend Mary Beth this weekend, and it was my husband. He had taken the sausage out thinking that we were going to cook sausages over an open fire this weekend, but I was like, nah, it is way too hot for that. We are going to cook cold sandwiches. So I'm just taking the casing off of the sausages, and we are going to pre-cook the sausage. And I'm all about, if anybody knows me, I'm all about one-pot cooking, right? So I use the blender to grind my Parmesan cheese, and I use the blender to make we're making Alfredo sauce from scratch. Who knew Sue could cook from scratch, right? And then I'm going to use the same pan to saute my ground beef, and then I'm going to use the same pan to assemble the entire dish, and then we're just going to put it in the oven to top it. So let me tell you what else is in the dish other than sausage. So you can use hot or sweet. This happens to be hot. We like spicy. So we're going to do hot Italian sausage, and then we're going to slice the zucchini on our rapid prep mandolin. Then we are going to layer that in the bottom with, it's supposed to have mushrooms. My husband doesn't like mushrooms, so we're skipping it this time around, but if I make it for my girlfriends, we'll add the mushrooms in. So then you add mushroom, zucchini, and the sausage in here with your, we're going to pour our Alfredo once the sausage is cooked with all of those ingredients. Then we're going to take, I have some really yummy sourdough bread that I got. Gotta love all these. You can find all kinds of great things there at a discounted price. So I have this really big pieces of sourdough. I'm going to cut them in half. I'm not going to add the Alfredo in yet. I'm going to soak my bread, kind of like you do a French toast. I'm going to soak my bread in the Alfredo. And then I'm going to layer it around the top of my sausage and zucchini mix. And then in the center, there's going to be a hole. And in the hole, we're going to take a can of diced tomatoes. We're going to pour that in there, and then we're going to actually add a little sprinkle. Oh, we have bell peppers too. We're going to add a little sprinkle of Parmesan cheese, and then we're just going to stick it in the oven for like 20 minutes, and then food will be ready. And it's a good thing that my husband is very easygoing about when dinner is. He often does the cooking. That's why you don't see me as often on here, because I'm usually on the computer chatting with all of you online while he's cooking me lunch or dinner now that he works from home. But he has agreed to come on video with me, which he's not done, except for occasionally I got him on video when we were down in Florida, but he has agreed that, because he makes this really great green chili, and I was like, well, if you just cook it, I'll video and I'll talk, and so he's agreed to come on Facebook Live and maybe even be a regular guest on my channel here. So if you are a customer of mine and you're not seeing my videos like you are here, that could be because A, you haven't friended me, or B, you're not on the Reluctant Chef VIP page. So message me so that I know to add you to that. So let's turn this on. We're going to turn it on to like medium high. We're just going to use this mix and chop. Now let me tell you, you can't see this in the catalog, but this one is only available till the end of the month, and it's part of the discontinued list. So it's angled, so it goes in a circle, but these come to a point and you can't quite see that until you own it. But I know Mary Beth has one. I think Heather probably has one. Most of my customers own one of these. It was one of those products that when it came out all those years ago, I was thinking, oh, will I really use that? I use a wooden spoon a lot, but man, you definitely want a good mix and chop to break up and crumble your hamburger, tomatoes. I even do a strawberry shortcake recipe in here that's really good. So we're gonna get this going. You notice I didn't put any fat or oil in it because the sausage is already fattening enough, so we don't have to worry about that. So now we're just gonna go ahead and slice this in half. You'll notice I have, oh, that's not the bread knife. There we go, that's the bread knife. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've been YouTubing all these different things about casters for my butcher block because it's a little too low for you guys to see what we're doing. It's great for me because I'm short, but it does need to come up a couple of inches. So we're gonna put some casters on it and make it so you guys can see what I'm cooking. And I'm gonna work on refinishing the top of this as well. So let's get on. We'll move over here while everything is kind of going. And we're gonna use my Rapid Prep mandolin here to do our zucchini. So we're just gonna take our knife. I'll use this one rather than the, well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's all gonna be cooked, right? We are going to slice, and I just realized as I cut into the zucchini that oh, maybe he used it this morning for breakfast. I was like, there was a half a zucchini on the counter that we were trying to use up too. We got zucchini finally coming in, yay, and blueberries. Okay, so this is the Rapid Prep mandolin. It has multiple settings, slice, julienne, peel, French fry, you name it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on a regular slice on the back. As you can see, there's different settings. There's slice, and then there's the other two, and then 0 to 8. So I'm gonna try a number 3 first and see what the size is that number 3 comes out as, and then if number 3 looks good, then I'll go. I think I'll go thicker. I think I want to go a couple spots thicker. Yes. Okay. So this zucchini is really fat, so I'm actually going to have to cut it in half. Can you believe that? That's the way life goes, right? When your garden kind of gets out of control. By the way, our deer came in. We have our blueberries covered, and we have most of our garden covered, but there's a part of it that my husband planted some tomatoes, and he planted my favorite squash, buttercup squash. And they trampled all over to start eating my, oh, I forgot to put the catch bin. They're eating my leaves off of that. They've already devoured all of my hostas. All I have is the little sticks that are poking up on my hostas, and now they got into that. So I raced out early this morning and I put a bug tarp that I have on it, but my husband said you need to take that off and put something different because then the bees can't get in to pollinate. So the deer and their little babies are mowing down. If you notice, when you get to the end, you just use the hand guard so that you don't get too close to, your fingers don't get too close. And so I got those sliced up, and because zucchini cooks faster than peppers and onions, I'm going to put the pepper on a lower setting. Let me just stir my meat. All right. so that's still going. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna slice our pepper, and maybe I'll make a zucchini boat out of that. I love zucchini boats. We're gonna slice our pepper. Now I always slice my pepper from the bottom. You guys have seen me do this 1,000 times, and the reason being is you can stick your thumbs right into the center here, and you can pull it apart like this. And then you can get easily, you can see I haven't lost any of the this outside edge on either side. So you're saving a lot of the pepper, so you don't have to cut around it. You just stick your finger into the very center and just pull the top off, and you don't lose all of your peppers. So we stick that in the compost. Had to learn to compost. I'm a city girl. My husband had to teach me all kinds of things. Like I learned last year that you need to, well, you don't need to, but if you microwave your eggshells, they crumble up easier. So we leave a little bowl in our microwave. So when I have my eggs in the morning, I put my shells in there and I microwave them for 1 minute. And then they crumble up easier and they're easier to compost. But to be honest, I've actually stuck a bunch of compost in that blender under grind, and I ground compost and just poured it over it. So there we go. Look at how fast that was. So prepping ahead for the week does not have to be hard. You can make French fries. You can make, I know Mary Beth puts julienne carrots on her salads and a lot of her dishes. You can slice, and you can even dice with it. So hang on, let me just get a little pan top over here. So a little one to hold it. Alright, so this is kind of lean, so I will add a little bit of oil to the bottom. Get this all chopped up, and hopefully my Alfredo will be by then. So we'll get down the coating trays. So the old coating trays, the white ones that I'm going to show you, because I raffle off the gray ones that are new, are going to be discontinued as well. So if you haven't gotten them, make sure that you check either the outlet or you check my summer sales flyer in my business page, my VIP customer page called The Reluctant Chef. All right, so that's going. Let's get that out. There we go. Okay, this is the old version. This is our coating trays. And these old ones, they clip together so you can do like breaded chicken palm and things like that. I like them for French toast because they're long and flat. So it makes it easy to get it in and out. Alright, so let's get that a little bit. Turn it down just a little. I've got cast iron cooked hotter than my regular pan, so I want to make sure that we don't burn it. So we're almost done. See how nice it's chopped up? I don't know if you can see from a distance. I'll have to look at my video, see how far you can see. I'm not using my tripod lately because I want to go live more often with you guys, and part of the problem is that, you know, setting up the tripod and all that, so I just put some clips on the inside of my cabinet, and I just hang my phone on that. Makes it much faster. So we're getting close on that. Let's see if there's anything else I need to do for my recipe. I gotta cut some eggs, or scramble some eggs. Let's see. Combine flour and butter, we made a roux. When prompted, add it. Okay, that's good. And then Parmesan cheese. All right, now to the next one. We did Italian sausage, zucchini, no mushroom, a red pepper or green, and Alfredo sauce, which we're getting. So for the topping, it's a half a cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1 clove of garlic, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and a little bit of salt. I'll have to do that today. I have one of my confident team members, Melissa Lane. She's rocking it, man, let me tell you. She was #1 in Randy's organization. So we're going to put the garlic in here. Let me grab my little garlic cleaner, by the way. If you've lost your little Barbie hairbrush, which is what I call it, the little Barbie hairbrush, the cleaner, you can buy that as a replacement part on any party. You don't have to get your fingers dirty. You can just flick the skin right into the hopper with the tool, and then you can turn it back upside down and clean the holes out like this, and then stick it in the dishwasher. So that works really well. so let me go to my recipe because Mary Beth knows we're going to have a Susie surprise if we don't follow the recipe. All right, so I'm going to be adding some of the Alfredo mix in here, and then milk and eggs. And I'm going to whisk that, and then the garlic, 1 teaspoon of seasoning mix. So teaspoon, let's get one of those out. 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning. For those of you watching, your grandmother was correct when she said that you need to take your dry seasonings and you need to put them between your hands and you need to rub them. That actually does release more of the oils that are stored up in the leaves, and it gives you a better flavor. So we're going to do that. We're going to crack our eggs. I'm going to crack it over here. By the way, did you guys know that if you crack 2 eggs together, only 1 egg will crack? I did not know that. I learned that from my friend Frielle Yan. She's a chef. And I did it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, wow, that does work. Eggshell in here, 1 minute. That will keep them easy to compost. And hopefully, it says 1:36, so we'll see on the blender where we're at. Hopefully, very soon it's going to beep at us. Okay, so we are going to add that, and we need a cup of milk. So let's go get a cup of milk. And again, I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of whipping cream and a 1/2 cup of almond milk to kind of get a more accurate consistency for our milk. Because you want something thick like regular whole milk, and almond milk definitely will not do that. But that's what I prefer for my cereal. And I have whipping cream because dessert is a necessity. So you might need whipping cream for dessert. I make homemade whipping cream with our whooshy woo, we call it, right here, Beth? The whooshy woo, the whipped cream maker. Okay, so we're gonna stick that in here. And then when the Alfredo's done, we're gonna add that in here. Let's get another little whisk in one of my many drawers. I don't know which drawer it's in. I got so many. Here we go. So a little mini whipper. This was the old Help Whip Cancer one. So this is kind of like making French toast. Oh my gosh, I had the most amazing French toast the other day at Tucker's. They did raspberries in the French toast, and it was really, really good. I can't remember what they soaked it in, but it wasn't just milk, it was something else. It was really delicious. Okay, Alfredo mix, and I'm cutting the edges off of my, I'm cutting the edges off my bread. All right, drain. All right, cup of Alfredo, briefly broiled. Then I'm gonna pour the sausage and the vegetables in and pour it over. Okay, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. I don't want you guys to have to stay on here forever, so let me tell you what's gonna happen. I'm going to take my sausage out. I'm going to put it, I'm going to strain it, and I'm going to put it into a container so that I can pour my Alfredo in there and just bring it up to like a boil. But you don't want to break it, so just till it gets that hot. Then I am going to add my zucchini and my peppers into it. And then I'm going to pour, it says pour it into oval baker, but no need to do that. I am just going to leave it in the same pan. And I'm going to mound it slightly up in the center because I want you to see the picture. I'm going to mound it up into the center. And then, the deer jerks, I know, darn deer. And then, after I do that, I'm going to put my bread around in a pattern so that they overlap. I'm going to put my crushed, I guess I can open that and show you guys. I'm going to use my crushed tomatoes. And we're going to use our can opener. Let me turn it back this way so you guys can see. Easy read, easy open can opener, smooth edge on the top. Put this onto the top of the jar, and then you just spin. You can drain this. It comes, you can buy this little can drainer, which is great for like corn or green beans or something like that you're going to use. We use it a lot for black beans and things like that. Use the bird beak. By the way, a lot of people forget this. This is a bird beak here. And you use this button on this side and you push it in and the bird beak goes beep, beep, beep. And so just put it on the edge, push the button in, and it pulls it right up, and this is smooth to the finger, and the inside is smooth. So you just take this, put your little drain cover on like that, and then you just drain it. So super easy. If you do cat food or dog food that's liquid, this is a great can opener to have, because you can take it and you can put the cover back on like this and stick it back into the refrigerator. So super easy to use. So we're gonna add that to the top, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese, stick it in the oven, and we're gonna bake it for about 25 minutes. So I will take pictures as we go. I don't know how much longer. It's going by temperature. I thought it was going by time. See, I've never made Alfredo mix. So I'll bring it over and I'll show you our blender. So do you see how it's got time? It's temperature. We're at 153. So I don't know what temperature Alfredo needs to be, but that's why Pampered Chef makes it for me. They make these great tools that you don't really have to know how to make Alfredo. You dump the ingredients in, push the button, and when it beeps, you just dump the next ingredient in, which is our roux, and then you push the button until it's done, and then I'm done. Easy peasy. So if you like easy cooking, or you like all kinds of things like this, which is prep ahead, you can prep all your vegetables for the week or a couple of meals, let me know, because I have a new template that's out this week called Prep Ahead and Easy Meal Planning. So we can get your friends together and we can do a little gathering. I know school's starting. A lot of people are going to need some prepping ahead ideas, freezer meals, things that you can just pull out and cook. So if that's you, message me and I'll make sure that you get added to the list. And those that are local to me, once a month I'm doing ethnic night, where we pick a, we did Filipino, we've done Mexican, we just pick some food group that we want to cook, and we all get together at my house and we cook and we eat, and it's all of $5 for the ingredients. It's more of a time of fellowship and hanging out and getting to know my customers and my friends and my neighbors. So if you want to be part of the email or the text club so that you get a message as to what Sunday it is, I'd be happy to add you to that. It's from 4 to 6 o'clock, and sometimes it's on the third Sunday, sometimes it's the second or the fourth. It just depends on Labor Day and 4th of July and all those holidays. So let me know if you want to come. I'd be happy to add you to the list. So thanks for watching The Reluctant Chef. Comment below so I know you guys have seen it, whether it's playback or live, and have a great Monday.